to keep the match alive. He's going to have to move.
Game shot on the
Finds
fifth
the
leg.
tops of his last dart, takes it to a sixth leg, but Gerald has the darts here. Oh, I don't even think he can. Well, he's going to have to go to the high side.
70.
Well, 2 darts for 3-3.
Got to do car 40.
To wrap it up, 4-2.
Game shot of the match, Jericho.
Does wrap it up, but not before surviving a bit of a scare from an under par Chris Quantock, but it is Jericho who takes the 2 points. 89.08 the average, just the 180 in the match to Jericho. Fairly steady enough, finishing 4 from 12, 33.3%. When we come back, John Brown will be facing Neil Duff. Another one of those leaves double 8.
Game shot on the second leg, Neil Duff.
180 and a 13 darter in leg 1 from John Brown, a 12 darter and a 136
John Duff first, game on.
16 tops.
Game shot on the fifth leg, John Brown.
Somehow producing one out of the top draw, which is not going to happen for him. This will be another one he walks away with, maybe scratching his head, thinking,
34. John Duff 20.
how have I lost this one? Double 10 he needs. Is that friend or foe? Very much a friend, a beautiful adjustment, and even John shakes his head there, knows he was a little bit fortunate, but ultimately gets the job done. 90.50 the average for John Brown, 83.84 for Neil Duff. 3 180s in there, 2-1 in favour of Duff, but 5-4 in favour in terms of 140s for John Brown, and a superior finishing percentage. Up next, Richie Hausen takes on Chris Kontok. Oh, none from 8 now on the doubles. Happy birthday. Oh, wow. That marker looked absolutely perfect, just a bump in.
It needs to come the other side.
No score. Chris car 32.
Not able to make those adjustments right now.
Game shot on the third leg, Chris Quantock.
Is he about to return the favour? And again, it's having to pick the open side of the bed 20. And clips the wire a double 10. And, well, those 3 darts just about sum up his game here.
Game shot on the match, Chris Kontok.
Ultimately, I can assure you, Richie would just be happy to get back into the players' room and, well, just go through the motions and put in a bit of practice. Kontok winning 4-0, 72-43. He got the only 180 in the match. And as you can see, there was 32 darts thrown at a double and only 4 hit. When we come back, Gerald Cole against John Brown. 4 19s. Leave tops. How's he on tops? There's
game
your answer.
Shot on the fourth leg, Jericho.
For John Brown to get himself back in the match. Ooh,
no score. Jericho 20.
Well, we may talk about that a little later because myself and Laura discussed that earlier. That very thing.
Game shot on the match, Jericho.
Jericho gets it done 4-1. Disappointing performance from both, really. Neither will be happy with that display. Averages very similar. 82.6 Gerald, 82.26 for John Brown, but it's Cole that takes the spoils. When we come back, Neil Duff and Richie Hausen, they're back in action.
Treble 20. Leaves him double 18.
Game shot on the match,
Yeah,
Neil
and
Duff.
that's some clinical finishing there from Neil Duff, who runs away with a 4-0 victory over Richie Hausen. Richie Hausen faced his second 4-0 defeat in a row, and averages there for Neil Duff 98.56. Nice checkout we just saw to win the match 1-2-1, but really good checkout percentage, 4 from 7, 57%. Richie Hausen was much improved, but get to get a dart at a double. So coming up next, we have Chris Quantock, who's taking on John Brown.
Took out 42.
Well, you fancy it, don't you, at this stage?
Game
he's
shot on the
playing
third
with
leg. Chris Kontok.
confidence and freedom. All tops for a beauty.
125. John
One
took out
match start
32.
has come and gone for 4-0. And
Game
these
shot on the
legs,
fourth
even
leg.
if
John Brown.
John Brown doesn't go on to win this match, and he'll still believe he can, of course.
Double 19.
We mentioned the double 19.
Yeah.
Can he hit it this time?
He's going for it this time. Did opt to split the time before.
$60. Chris Rukar, 20.
Just couldn't get around it, could he? So, to wrap it up 4-1, in a fairly convincing
Game shot on the match. Chris Kontok.
scoreline, Chris Kontok, despite losing his opening match tonight, has backed it up with a couple of wins and goes top of the table. Averages 87.71, no 180s in there. Both players hitting 3 140s, but the doubling, what a difference. 44% for Chris Kontok. When we come back after the break, Gerald Cole faces Neil Duff.
Gerald Rukar,
Duff
77.
made a bit of a mess of that, so Jared Cole on track for a break straight back. And
Game shot on the second
that's what he
leg.
does.
Jared Cole. Rukar, 11.
yeah, this isn't a given. Can get messy. But
Very assured single 3 there, wasn't it?
9. Gerald Rukar, 12.
That was a complete overpitch, wasn't it? It come out of his hand a little early.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Jared
Wow,
Cole.
didn't he hold it all together well there? Finds
Gerald
a
Rukar,
brace.
81.
81 left. Treble 10, double 16.
Game shot on the
Clinical.
match. Jared
What
Cole.
a deciding leg. A 12-darter in what was a fascinating encounter. Yeah, we've had 3 180s, a 177 and a 165. Oh, wow.
180.
like buses.
Yep. He'd not hit one since leg 3. And then in the decider,
30.
finds a
Gerald Rukar,
brace.
81.
81 left. Treble 10, double 16.
Game shot on the
Clinical.
match. Jared
What
Cole.
a deciding leg. A 12-darter in what was a fascinating encounter. 93.74 the average for Jared Cole. And he does make it 3 from 3. And he is top of the table alone on 6 points. 84-88 and a few too many missed doubles for Neil Duff. But he stays on 2 points and currently in a qualifying position. Up next, it is John Brown against Richie Hausen.
Great family unit.
Yes. Yes, what they've done for the community and other people over the years is incredible.
Game shot on the
Well,
first
there we
leg.
go.
Richie
That's how you
Hausen.
win your first leg. Talk about a reversal of fortunes. Double 6. Can he slide it down the side? There's your
Game
answer.
shot on the match. Richie
And
Hausen.
Richie Hausen goes from bottom into 4th, leapfrogging John Brown. But we have 3 players now, all on 2 points. Neil Duff, Richie Hausen and John Brown. Top of the table, Gerald Cole unbeaten. Chris Kontok, he's won 2 from 3. There's the numbers, 84.68 for Hausen. Very good on the finishing this time around, 40% and a high of 118. When we come back, penultimate match, Neil Duff taking on Chris Quantock.
Yeah, believe so.
Game shot on the second leg. Duff.
As you said, the finishing is lovely. 103.66, an average which he's
like nailed it through first. Game
completed a match with.
Crystal car 61.
Good visit, but 36 for Chris Quantock.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Chris
it.
Quantock. Neil the car 64.
And that 140 has earned Neil Duff the opportunity for a 64 checkout and the match.
Game shot on the match.
Yeah,
Neil
and this
Duff.
time Neil Duff does see the match out, winning 4-2 over Chris Quantock. There were some edgy moments, but in the end, an average of 95.27. 5-ton pluses, 5 140s, and 3 180s for Neil Duff seal him the victory. And coming up next, our last match of the evening will be between Richie Hausen and Gerald Cole.
.54 leaves 24.
Game
Not
shot
the
on
first time
leg.
tonight he's
Richie
found
Hausen.
the double six. A fair bit easier than 148. Needs another. Double 14. Wow.
You were saying?
Game shot on the fourth leg. Gerald Cole.
The commentator's curse. Acknowledged by Richie Hausen there.
Dual car 76.
So for a level match at 3 apiece. Down for 16. Back up for tops.
Game shot on the sixth leg. Richie Hausen.
Yeah, real clutch finishing there from Richie Hausen. 120 here for Cole would see him win. Needs to find the treble 20. Looks like that's in. So tops
shot on the match.
for the match, and there you have it. It is Gerald Cole that runs out a 4-3 winner over Richie Hausen. Averages not much between them. 86.44 for Richie Hausen, 86.89 there for Gerald Cole. But most importantly, that sees Gerald on 8 points and topping the table. Now we can go up and we can join Henry and Chris up on the balcony.
Thanks, Laura. Yeah, Gerald Cole completing the card this evening, and 2 4-3 victories as well. He kind of drew upon everything tonight, didn't he, Chris?
Yeah, and he got away with one there. And it would have been ironic that a player who went 8-0, the wrong end of 8-0, be the only player to go on and beat Gerald Cole tonight. But he just wouldn't be denied, and there was some beautifully timed visits and some perfectly timed mistakes for him to take advantage of, and that's exactly what he did.
Did the right things at the right time, as a famous man famously said. Right, let's have a look at the results from tonight's session around at what we have seen, because Gerald Cole has bookended the night with victories. Elsewhere, Neil Duff got off to a slow start in that first game against John Brown, but what we did see in the games that he won was some good levels of performance. Yeah, and he's slowly but surely got better and better as the week's gone on, and that's culminated in a night where he's won 4 from 4 and put himself pretty much into Saturday night's final. Something catastrophic would have to happen tomorrow night, of course, for him not to qualify. Already on 8 points, that's pretty much, you know, the cut-off. But all to play for the rest of the group. They're all still very much in the hot seat to qualify. And the key one, wasn't it, that game against Duff? It was the first game of the night that went 4-3. I know. I'll wear the Pikachu slippers tomorrow. So he got the better of Neil Duff by 4 legs to 3. This is how the game closed out. And as I say, it was these big moments for Gerald. As I say, the only player to win a 4-3 game tonight. When it came up clutch and it came up big, then he came up with the answer. Yeah, and probably Neil Duff will be the one that will go away and feel like he should have got more out of tonight. I thought he played very, very well all night, and again, it's missed opportunities for certain players. This was Gerald Cole getting the better of John Brown, who made that cardinal mistake of going for, well, you just flash out, your eyes just glance at the treble, and you hit it every time. It's bizarre, but yeah, clutch finishing, great timing, great visits when he's needed them, and like I said, he was a slow burner Monday, slowly but steadily. Didn't lose the plot, didn't sort of become too negative on himself, just improved steadily. And, you know,
done the business tonight, hasn't he?
And as you know all too well from your experience, if you're going to play well, make sure it's at the latter end of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you can't win Group A or win the week on Monday. It's just all about positioning and getting yourself in the right position. And let's not forget, Wednesday produced a fabulous performance against Neil Duff to ensure his Group B position, and he's reaping the rewards.
Elsewhere, Neil Duff, couple of wins from his night. And as we touched upon a few moments ago, we're seeing some really good levels from Neil, but maybe there's just the little odd game here and there with him.
Yeah, I think I think tonight especially, and you can say in Group A that when he's had a bit of an off spell or made the odd mistake, sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't, and more often than not, very much like James Richardson this week, every error has been punished.
Most certainly. Right, let's have a look then at the league table then, following the first night's worth of fixtures. Gerald Cole leads the way, 8 points to his name. Elsewhere, Neil Duff and Chris Quantock are on 4 points respectively. Richie Hausen and John Brown both on 2. So how crucial could that victory for Richie Hausen in the middle portion of the session be? We'll find out. John Brown getting off to the perfect start, but then losing his subsequent 3 matches. But Gerald Cole, top of the table on 8 points, and it's a very warm welcome up to the balcony to Gerald. Many congratulations. 4 victories from your night, but it was a bit of a compare and contrast. First 2 games, it looked relatively okay, but you had to win a couple of 4-3s in the end.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. It's been certainly a slug out all night for me. I'm happy. I'm very happy to win all 4, but there's so much for myself to improve on. Like, there's so many mistakes in my game, and I hope I can bring more tomorrow and sort of just rectify the mistakes I am making so that I make things easier for myself.
Let's talk about the story of your week so far then. Monday, slow start for yourself, but you improved as Group A went along, and you've kind of carried the little bit of momentum that you built up on Tuesday and Wednesday into tonight's action.
Yeah, I feel like I've slowly got better as this week's gone on. So, I mean, for me, it's sort of like it was a bonus being in Group B, and now I've sort of done myself justice for being here. I'm happy, but I still feel like there's a lot more from me to come. So hopefully that comes over the next day or so.
Most certainly. So on 8 points now, 1 victory to guarantee your qualification tomorrow night. But the last thing you want to do is to have the look at the table and I suppose then take the foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about finals night yet. I mean, we've seen it before. People sometimes don't get through on 8 points. I don't want to be the person who does that. So I want to make sure of it before I start thinking of Saturday. But yeah, I'm happy with my night's work.
Right, something happened in Group A. The 160. Talk us through that yesterday.
Right, okay, so yeah, the first treble went in and it just didn't land as I wanted it to. It was very loose and it was very peculiar in the angle it landed. So I looked at it a few times and I just sort of went, I have to hit this because Bradley was waiting on the double. And if I didn't win this leg, he had to throw in the decider. So I sort of went, this is a now or never moment. And obviously I pinned the 2 bullseyes. So it was a really, really impressive shot. But yeah, it wasn't my intention to go for it. But obviously when it comes around, you have to.
Be honest, how many times have you watched that since yesterday?
A couple. Maybe a few more than a couple. But yeah, I've got to enjoy it when they happen, right?
You've got to enjoy the highs when they happen. Right, Gerald, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for popping up to the balcony. Right, we're going to see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock when we're going to be resuming the action in Group C to a culmination if we then go live on Sporty Stuff TV from 3. The action in Group B will recommence from 10 p.m. tomorrow night. But as far as Group B is concerned, well, the king of the castle is at the summit.